Yeah, some of you may remember, I think late last year, I put up an update on my Facebook page talking about how I was putting one of these bridges into one of Yori My Empire's guitars. Me and Yori are working on some projects, and he asked me, he said, I've got this, one of his Ibanez's he's using live. He said, I need an Evertune put in it. Can you do that for me? I said, yes, I can. So I did the install and sent it back to Yori. And then quite quickly I started getting emails from people from all over the world, actually, just saying, would you put in an Evertune for me? And yeah, I was surprised because, obviously Yari lives in Finland and sent his stuff over to me, but, I'm sort of, we're working together. But I just thought there's still quite a lot of misinformation or misconception is a better word to use of how complicated the system is to install. There's no real need, I think, to send the guitar over an international border or, across the ocean to get someone to put it in. It's been designed to install really easily right from the get-go, and the resources and information on the website to do with installing it is really, really high quality. It's really good. It's some wiring jobs are a lot more demanding to do than putting an Evertune in. So I've got 3 more of Yari's guitars here that he needs Evertunes in. And I'm just going to do some installs and just talk about some of the things which may not be covered in the existing Evertune installation information, and just things that are specific to metal guitars, really. But yeah, it's amazing. Can you believe it? Doesn't go out of tune. So we've got 3 of Yari's guitars here. We got this silver RGD on the end, and these 2 are LA custom shops. I'm going to be putting an Evertune system into each one of them. So yeah, first thing I'm going to do is just prep all the guitars to get worked on. So I've taken the neck off, the pickups out. Luckily, with new EMGs with the quick connectors, you can just detach them instantly. I haven't taken all the wiring out of the guitar. All you need to do is just move any of the wiring away from the area where you're going to be routing, because you don't want to be cutting through any wires or anything like that. But this guitar now, so obviously with the neck off, I'm going to take these controls off and push them through into the cavity, but they'll just stay there until the installation is over. The reason I take the neck off is so you can lay the guitar down flat, essentially. Yeah, and I've been working on this, which is just like a carpet tile board. Always work on one of these. Just it protects the guitar, and if there's any sort of small hard particles or anything like that get created when you're doing the install, they'll just sit in the carpet and they won't mark the guitar, so it can sit nice and flat on there when I start to cut into it. So yeah. Now, one thing the installation video on the Evertune website doesn't cover is that if you are going to put the system into a guitar that's been routed for a Floyd Rose tremolo, you're going to get the 2 stud inserts that hold the tremolo posts. They're still going to be in the guitar. Obviously, you've got to get rid of these because they'll foul the router blade. That'll just, you don't want metal on metal there. So you have to remove them. But that can be quite tricky sometimes because these are put in before the guitar is sprayed, then it's sprayed, and the base coat or whatever lacquer goes onto it often seeps down and actually basically just glues them in. So there's a way you have to get them out, which I'm going to show you quickly. Okay, the first thing to do to remove it is you need to get your Dremel tool, and then on it you want to have one of these bits, which is like a tiny little ball covered in industrial diamond. It's really good for sort of fine work like this. It doesn't eat loads of material, if you know what I mean, so you can just sort of do little fiddly things quite easily. So what I'd do is I'd just cut round, I don't know if you can see there, cut through the lacquer round the outside of the stud. Okay, so once you cut through them, you need to then heat up a soldering iron, and then you need to heat up the stud, so it basically, it melts any polyester or something that's actually slipped down and actually glued itself in. Take your soldering iron and then just put it in there for maybe 2 or 3 minutes as it heats up. So the first post came out pretty easily. I'm just going to try the second one. So it's been heating up for a bit of time. I'm just going to get the post again. Still pretty hot. Put that in there. Come out pretty easily, so there's both the posts out. So this is what we have now. Obviously this is the full-size cavity for the trem unit the guitar had, but obviously the Evertune housing is only this big, so we've got these void areas here which we need to fill. Now, there is a school of thought that basically when filling a cavity like this, you just want to basically make blocks of wood that fit really neatly in where there isn't anything, like fill the voids. I don't actually think that's the best approach often. With this, when this Evertune cavity goes in, the cavity is going to take out most of this mass here, a lot of this as well, and I don't think filling this with a separate piece would be stronger than basically using a router with the top edges of the guide and basically removing all this material and then getting two solid blocks either side here, because that's basically going to be like a load-bearing part, and then just filling back here. That's not going to basically be a load-bearing part, but you want to do it neatly so the insulation looks neat at the end. Now, you can mask up the front of the guitar if you want to protect it, but that I don't really like to do that much, because the weight of the router can drag the masking tape and catch bits of it, and it can wrinkle up and it can just disturb the actual routing process. So what is better is just if you just make sure that the base of your router is properly kept clean, that you don't get any like hard particles caught in there or anything that could scratch the guitar, then you should be able to work directly onto the top of the guitar easily without any risk. So this is the Ibanez Prestige, basically doing the same process on. So yeah, the back of the tremolo cavity has been filled here, and we're just going to put these two blocks in and then wedge them so they're pushing in that way and that way. You can see here also that I've doweled the bottom of the stud insert holes. So yeah, let's do that. So you can see now the two pieces are in. We've got wedges at the front and the back, which are providing force that way, and then we've got them clamped, which is obviously gluing them down that way as well, which I think is a lot more solid way of gluing the block in than just getting a bit that fits in perfectly and just dropping it in. I think this is a better way. So when the actual route's done, all this will be gone, and there'll be a tiny gap here. What we do is prepare a small piece of wood and put it in the gap. It's not a load-bearing area. You know, that all the load is taken by the four big bolts that go through the actual main body wood of the guitar and then through the housing of the Evertune. So you can see now the cavity has been filled. Obviously the next thing we're going to do is actually route for the actual Evertune system. So now the actual guitar has been routed to actually fit the Evertune. So you can see here that most of the actual block that we put in has actually been removed. And the only thing we've got left is this little gap from where our wedges went. So that's the only actual artifact of left from the actual process of how we did it, which has given us a lot more of a solid joint in our new pieces of wood. So what we need to do now is make a small piece and fill this tiny gap here. But if we turn over the back, so you can see now from the back that the actual joins between the main body timber and the new piece of timber are really, really tight. You've got one along here, which you can't even see, and then down here, and everything's just really, really flush. And that's all to do with the way we did it with the clamps and the wedges. So now obviously the Evertune system's actually in. We've got the old Floyd Rose backplate cavity there, which you can still see a bit of. And what I'm doing is I'm getting the, obviously I don't know if everyone can do this at home, but I'm getting the laser machine to cut two new custom backplates, Evertune backplates that are going to cover up the old Floyd Rose cavity but still give access to the Evertune system inside, so you can basically restring the guitar. So these are the locating holes for the routing templates when you actually cut the guitar body for the Evertune bridge. They double up as the screw holes for the back plate if it's just a standard 6-string size back plate, but obviously we need to enlarge it to cover up this stuff. So what we're going to do is, this is our new laser cut piece, and that'll just go over there, and then we'll do some new holes here and here. So that's it really. 3 Evertune installations. 2 on guitars which had previously been routed for a Floyd Rose, and that's how I would approach that problem. So yeah, I better get these guitars packed up now and sent back to Finland, because Jari needs to get on with his work.